devil may cry.
Nothing really, pale blood. I'm not gonna give. Streams helped my mental in rough times back in 2022, so I want to continue sharing the love. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I'm glad I could help. Even if it's just giving you something to focus on. I totally know how it is. That was quite the save there. Still a little bit slower than the optimal strat, but we take this.
Come and get me.
Are you asking about leaks for the mod, Jeff? I don't know anything additional. I'm pretty sure they showed like everything they have. My camera's still inverted, but that's fine. Not too peeved by it. I'll get used to it. HD collection camera is also inverted, so. Take a little bit of adjusting. I don't want to mess with the controls again.
Crazy.
I should have just shot there. It would have been slightly faster than Humbreaker. Good gore, dude. Just stop shooting the screen. We get it. You beat the mission. Chill, Dante. You're wasting my time here. I actually wonder about that. Like, if it's slower to get an SS rank than just a regular S rank. Simply because Dante shoots the screen longer. It's one of the worst pieces of media I've ever seen. Geofazon. Yeah, thank you, Ansem. Ah! Woo! I mean, I don't even dislike... I'm okay with the characters being different and stuff. It's just poorly done. The writing is awful. Especially the scenario writing. Like, the actual plot of the things that happens is so full of plot holes and makes no sense. And thematically just completely all over the place. It's very obviously super politically motivated, but it's not even really clear which side of the politics it's on, because it's so bad at conveying its message. Yeah, the relay was super fun. B. Like, the DMC anime has this plot line going through it, like this moral, this where the whole thing is an allegory for like Bush era politics and invasion of the Middle East by the West and stuff. But then it uses literal demons as representations for people in the Middle East, which is like a really messed up metaphor to use. And then on top of that, the show itself goes back and forth between whether demons are inherently bad or not. The rabbit and everything he's doing seems to imply that they're not, but then everything else in the show seems to imply that they are. Like the way Dante talks about it is like when he goes into his demon form, he's like inherently angry and violent and has to like actively fight against that, otherwise he's gonna like kill innocent people and stuff, which leads to like, it leads to the thought process that, well, like demons are inherently violent, which is obviously the antithesis of what the show's trying to say. Like the show leans super heavily like into those themes and then has a bunch of writing in the show that proves those themes wrong. It's really weird. And then like all the main characters just go ahead and say like, you know what, it's not worth it. Even if there's good demons, we're just gonna kill them because like it's not worth it. There's too many bad ones and they do too much damage. And then the show treats that as like a good thing, which if you're using that for the allegory, that's a really bad message. That's like kind of fucked up. And then like they literally have the Americans like bomb the demon world and are like, it's like trying to portray it as a bad thing, but like the way that it's executed makes it seem like a good thing. Like I unironically can't tell if the show thinks it's a good thing or a bad thing that they invaded and attacked the demons because of the way that it's presented. It's like so conflicting with its own themes that I honestly feel like the takeaway is one that is the opposite of the show, what the show is intending you to take away. Unless that is actually what the show is intending you to take away, and then that's just completely unhinged. Like the theming and the morals there is like, it decides to follow the allegory sometimes and other times it doesn't. And when it does and when it doesn't, it seems to be completely arbitrary. But since it's part of the same story, they influence each other. It's weird. I don't know, you can't be like, a demon's good actually, and then even have the main antagonist say that if they open the world, like, here's like the really nail in the coffin for me. It's like, so the demons are supposed to be an allegory for people that the US has invaded, right? But even the rabbit says that if you open the gate and let the demons in, then they'll completely destroy civilization. But then eventually, over time, things will get better. If that's an allegory for people that the West is invading, that's a really fucked up allegory. Right? Like, that's not what you would hope the show would be saying, right? Like, that's, I don't agree with that. You know, that's kind of weird. And then for that to also be portrayed as like the good option is just like, what? It just reeks of like the show not understanding its own themes. Didn't really think about the political undertones. Just turn your brain off and enjoy the nonsense. I mean, that's fair. To me, it's like so overt that I couldn't possibly avoid it. Yo, Maxi. How you doing, dude? Thank you. Bad RNG. So when a show is going to be like super overtly politically motivated, it's hard to just ignore the politics in the show, you know?
Whoa,
at least for me.
You are too kind.
Yo, Murasama, thanks for gifting the sub to Maxi. Appreciate it. Ooh, that was clean. Yeah, I never finished the original because I thought it was boring, but I'm definitely gonna go rewatch it and actually finish it, because while it was boring, at least it wasn't like offensively bad. And like easily the best episode was episode 6. And that's the episode that has no dialogue at all. It's just visual storytelling. And I actually think that the art carries pretty hard. The art and the animation and storyboarding is actually really solid there. But it feels way more of its own standalone thing and like not really related to the other stuff happening. I get how it is, you know, but it feels so totally different than everything else and even uses a completely different art style. DMC Twitter is more offensive than the anime at this point. I don't agree. I mean, the anime literally is using an allegory saying Middle Eastern people are demons and that if we let them in, then they'll destroy everything. That's like literally the allegory that the show uses. So I don't know. I mean, maybe some parts are, but at least the parts of Twitter that I've seen are not that bad. But I don't see all of Twitter, thankfully. I like actually can't believe the show did that. Because frankly, that's not something I believe. It's kind of fucked up. Baines is the most right-wing, Bible-thumping conservative that ever America. Yeah, that's how he's portrayed. But he also is kind of portrayed as the good guy, which I don't really agree with.
Too easy.
Oh, I'm sure, Maxi. Yeah, I mean, I get why. I get why. I'm not defending it, but like, makes sense why you'd see some crazy shit then. I was actually wild. I was like in absolute disbelief while watching it. I'm like, this is completely unhinged. Not in a good way. There's definitely some stuff to enjoy in the show, though. Like I won't say that it's all bad, but it's so, to me, it's so tainted by the themes and the political underpinnings and the bad writing that it's like what little stuff there is that's good in the show is so divorced from Devil May Cry that I just don't care. The interesting thing about the politics in it, though, is I'm not even 100% convinced it's done on purpose. I think that the writing is just so bad that they didn't think about it, which is crazy. That almost makes it worse. Because the show is very disjointed on which side is the right side, right? So it's like, at moments it feels like it's trying to say one thing, and then at other moments it feels like it's trying to say the exact opposite thing. And it doesn't feel like that duality is the point. It's just like so incompetently done that that just happens. Like the people directing it did not understand the nuance of the games or even what they're doing, though. That's the thing. It's like, even if you took it as a completely standalone piece of media, like just the unique elements that it presents contradict each other. Like literally in the same episode, you have the rabbit saying that demons aren't inherently evil, and that that some demons are evil and others aren't, you know? And then like 2 seconds later, you have Dante talking about how when he uses his devil trigger, he like wants to kill and murder everyone and he gets super angry by default. And it's like, those are just two conflicting pieces of information. Just straight up. Like those both can't be true. What's up, Melinda Trog? Welcome to Twitch. Am I using an amazing task for this? No, this is just shimmy playing. Why is Lady consistently being pushed into character development scenarios only for them to not have her develop as a character at all? Yeah, it's really interesting. By interesting, I mean bad. It's actually wild. The craziest part is that like Adi completely lied about everything. Everything that he tweeted about was literally just a bold-faced lie. It's actually wild. Like not even like, oh, you can misinterpret it this way or whatever. Like no, like straight up The dude is like, the show is not political. It's like, what? That's just not true. This run cooked? Yeah, it's pretty cooked. Warm-up run. Fuck. I'm not gonna one cycle. Oh, yes it is! Nice save. What's up, Jace? How you doing, dude? I'm goated, thank you. Yes, Stargar, I managed to fix it. You back today in the gym? Let's go, boys head. I was supposed to go to the gym today, but then I didn't. That's the whole story. I wish the story was better than that, but it's not. Damn, I didn't hit the other one with that. That final scene with the American Idiot playing and they're bombing the demon world cannot be taken as anything other than hilarious. Yeah, and it's supposed to be portrayed as like a negative thing, I think, but the way that it's executed makes it seem like a positive thing, actually. Like the way that the whole scenario is set up and the way it's written makes it seem like he's doing the right thing. But then, like, obviously the lyrics of the song make it seem like he's doing the wrong thing, but the tone of the song and the way the scene is framed makes it seem like it's the right thing as well, which makes the whole scene feel like they just had no idea what they were doing. There needs to be a word for that, like where you're trying to do something political in one direction, but you fail so hard at it that you actually make it political the wrong direction. There's got to be a word for that. Maybe I'm giving too much credit though. Maybe like he is actually trying to be politically motivated in the opposite direction, but then just like puts red herrings in it or something. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like cognitive dissonance, but you need like a more specific word. You didn't see the bombing of the bombing of the demon world to be a good thing? Well, think about it, right? Dante says that when he uses his demon form, he becomes like motivated to do bad things and becomes incessantly angry. And then the rabbit also says that lots of the demon world are like unstoppable killing machines that are hell-bent on doing nothing but destroy. And sir, there are some parts of the demon world that are good or neutral at the very least, but even the rabbit himself says if you let them come over here, then they're going to destroy everything. And so it's like, if most of them, or at least half of them are bad, and the main protagonist is saying that his demon side drives him to do bad things, and even the main antagonist who's saying that you should let them over says that they'll destroy all of humanity by doing so, then how can it not be seen as a good thing to stop them from doing so? You know, like, that just would be a good thing. What's up, Juan? I mean, Dante was talking about it during that same episode, I'm pretty sure. What's up, sharpshooter? I have to watch it again to know exactly where, but he's talking to Lady about it. Dante's talking to Lady about like using his demon form and shit. What about the good half of the demons? Isn't that bad for them? Yeah, but even the dude who's advocating them coming over says that if you open the gate and let the good demons in, the bad demons are also going to come in and they'll destroy the planet. But then once the planet's destroyed, they can rebuild. That's literally what he says. So assuming that's the case and you can only let all of them in or none of them in, then the solution is to let none of them in, right? Yeah, I totally agree, Maxie. Well, that's the thing, like the Trog, you can't even tell because it's executed so poorly that either side is like argued for. Well, I don't think that he misinterpreted them, Zakes. I think he just used them as a vehicle to say whatever he wanted to say. Didn't actually care about what their characters were. Initially, he's just creating his own characters and using them to tell whatever story he wanted to tell.
Too easy.
Feelings don't make the person. Dante might feel rage in his demon form, but that doesn't make it inherently because of the demon form. I mean, that's how it's portrayed in the show. If they had like said that, then I'd agree with you, you know? But they give no alternative explanation for why he would like feel angry and like bloodlusty when he's in demon form, except for that it's demon form. So I mean, maybe that's what they were trying to say, but they definitely didn't execute on it. Fair, Skybeck, that would make it a lot better. That would also make it a completely different show, but that would make it a lot better. You agree with the no explanation thing? Yeah, I mean, like, that's fair. Like, if you could interpret it that way, but I think it requires a lot more generosity on your interpretation of what's happening than is granted by the show. Hey look, despawns. I just switched style switcher versions.
Too easy.
Let's go. Nice fight. He actually says that he feels anger and rage and the need to kill someone, I think, in one of the episodes. Yeah, it's one of the last two, I think. He's talking about specifically like when he was using his demon form, which like adds support to the hypothesis that like demons are inherently bad in some way. But then the show like puts a lot of effort, multiple episodes worth of effort into trying to make that not the case. And then, you know, the main protagonist just straight up says that that's the case. Damn. What's up, Sayad? Thank you, man. Appreciate you. What's up, Girthquake? Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Top down one out. Yeah, I know that the is on, but like, you know, if you are portraying it as the demon part makes him inherently want to kill and be angry, then that would mean that, you know, demons would then inherently be inclined to kill and be angry. Even if they have the capacity to overcome that, that doesn't change the fact that they're like, that's their nature, which is the key problem there. Because if you're using it as an allegory for people that live in the Middle East, that's a fucking awful thing to say. That's the problem, because that is the setup, right? Like, that is the political landscape setup that the show uses. Like, the allegory is very clear and pretty much overtly stated. He's saying that his dad overcame that too. Yeah, like I get you, but you have to take it in the context of what the show is saying. The show is saying that demons are an allegory for foreign peoples, and that they have a natural inclination for violence and anger. It does say that they have the potential to overcome that, but that is a terrible thing to say. Like, that should not be something that you're saying. That would be racist. That's fucked up. Like, that's not something that should be promoted. We didn't interpret it like that, then you just didn't analyze it enough, because that's just how it is. Like, that's the information presented. If I... Oh no, I get that, King's A. Yeah, like Dante himself is like, it's left to say that Dante is good, right? But he has negative elements in him with his devil stuff. But he can like use that for that power for good, right? That's like the setup, which I don't think is bad, obviously. That's like that is actually the original themes of Devil May Cry, is that like despite having demon in him, he can use the negative parts of himself to bolster up the positive aspects, which is humanity, right? Like he says it explicitly in DMC4 that the thing that makes him strong is his humanity, not the fact that he's a demon, right? Because he's able to use the negative parts of himself, aka his demonness, like to bolster his humanity himself. And that's why people like Arius, who try to like forego their humanity to become demons, are less powerful. That's like the actual themes of the original games and stuff. It's very Jungian, you know, like Carl Jung, implementing your shadow, right? Like the negative parts of your personality and nature. Implementing those and integrating them so that you can become a more powerful human overall. Which like is a really uplifting and like good moral. The problem is, the way that it's presented in that show is that the inherent thing that is bad about the demons is that they're demons, which is like an immutable fact that is an allegory for where they live and what ethnicity they are, which is terrible. Like from the Jungian perspective, the stuff that
Come and get me.
is negative that you try to integrate into your life is stuff like your sexuality
You scared?
and your aggression. Like using those things, you know, instead of being outwardly aggressive, using your aggression to like protect people, or, you know, trying to use your sexuality in a positive way type deal. Like those are ways that you integrate your negative emotions, your darker elements, your shadow self, as he would say. But those are all things that are not like, you know, per race or location things. Those are like immutable human qualities. Yeah, that was a super solid chest turn. That was like perfect. Also, the show like doesn't lean into that at all because Dante's not the strongest character in the show. Lady is.
Come and get me.
And she doesn't need demon powers to be that strong. Like, she doesn't have to integrate the dark side of things because she just gets to be that strong because the writing says so. The show is just done exactly wrong when it comes to its own allegory. It's kind of crazy. It makes me think it's done on purpose almost. Like, I suppose there's that rule that you should never attribute malice, or you can attribute ignorance, but it's hard to believe when it's done that bad. But if it's done on purpose, then why would they purposely not understand their own themes of the show? That's crazy to me. That doesn't sound like it makes sense. Like to add conflicting information to your own themes? It's like if you made an entire show about how, like, you know, determination can get you anywhere and you can do anything. And then, like, halfway through the show, you just have your main character not be able to join the basketball team because they're too short. And then, like, that is an immutable fact about the show, and he just will never join the basketball team. But then the show has the same themes. And it never addresses that was, like, conflicting with the previous themes. It's like, well, that's, you know, saying the exact opposite of what the rest of the show's themes are saying, so how do you square that circle, you know? And this show is just like, we're just not going to. We're just going to pretend that that never happened. Which is just crazy. No, that's not what I'm saying at all, Dargar. You gotta listen to the words that I'm saying. I'm not saying that he didn't butcher the source material on purpose. I'm saying he butchered his own themes that he set up in his own show. I don't think that was on purpose. Like, using the demon world as an allegory for, like, the Middle East and criticizing America's foreign policy in, like, the Bush era is not something that's based on the original themes of the games at all. That's something completely unique to the anime. But even if you just take those themes at face value, the stuff in the show conflicts its own themes. That's what I'm confused about. It's like, how is that done? Like, is that, it almost feels like that was done on purpose, which I don't make, that doesn't make any sense to me. Because it's done so poorly. It's like how, I guess they're just bad writers. Well, that's my point, right? Is like, the writing is so bad that I almost feel like it's done on purpose. Because how could you possibly write that bad? Like, bro, I've never written a screenplay, but I guarantee you if I did, it wouldn't have that issue in it.
Too easy.
And then also, honestly though, my biggest gripe is not even with that being the case. It's like, there had to have been multiple layers of people who read this. Like, read the script, you know, watched the screenplay and was like, yeah, this is fine. Like, the Capcom rep, who's supposed to, like, make sure that it is representing the media in, like, some sort of positive manner, just decided that that was okay. And, like, whoever works at Netflix who is approving this was like, yep, that's fine. Like, they didn't see that the show is, like, super conflicting on itself and the themes make no sense in the context of the events of the show. And no one along the lines of production was like, yeah, we're not gonna do this. Every single person along the way just, like, was like, yeah, this is great. Which is fucking insane to me. Yo, thank you, Rai. Appreciate you. People are just incompetent. I know, but when there's so much money on the line, it's actually crazy. There are a lot of people that aren't incompetent, though. It's like, how do those people get into those positions and stay there for so long? Damn, I missed the cycle skip. I must not have had enough rail guard charged up. Good thing this is a warm-up run. I missed the straight. Oh, is that what happened? What's up, Tyler? That's awesome, man. Did you like it? That's my favorite game of all time, personally. Yeah, I was too late. I'm inclined to believe that people get more incompetent when there's a lot of money on the line. That's crazy, because for me, the higher stakes the situation, the more locked in I get. Like, I've run a lot of events and stuff, and the higher, like, the bigger consequences there are for failure, the more I make sure things go well. Which is why I've like never had a bad event. Because especially the bigger ones, it's like I really make sure that I get that shit locked in, and I have like third parties come in and like run over stuff and like make sure that I'm not missing things. What's up, Cubby? Cubby. XDD. That's healthy out there, Dante. I have so much ET. I'm gonna try the new strat. Is that only a silver release? I think it was. Yeah, I didn't hear the sound. What's the hardest thing for you to learn in this speedrun? Just doing the combat well. Probably consistent jump cancels. There really isn't any like big things in this run, like big key moments. It's just execution overall that's really important. Beowulf quick kill, but yeah, Beowulf quick kill is just jump canceling though, right? Like, so it kind of falls under that. It's having really good consistent jump cancels. Gonna play the other games? Not today, but I do, yeah. I have record in DMC1 currently. And I have third place in DMC2. I think I'm top 10 in DMC4 still. I play all the games. Just trying to get my record back in DMC3 first before I play something else. Best game, just got HG collection and 4, beat 1 and 2 now. Let's go, Zenderus. Hope you're enjoying it, man. Perfect fight. Gonna be Dante in another speedrun? Nah, we're not gonna do any head-to-heads like that anymore. It's just not fair. Hey look, it's the twins from Invincible. The Mauler brothers, bro. Dude, Agni Ridge and the anime do so look like the Mauler brothers. It's crazy. I hate that show's art style, man. You kill mission 19 Cerberus before he goes in the second phase. Yeah, it's actually really common. I got kind of unlucky there. $58 orbs, damn. Cutting it close. I love when Dante's name. Bro, we're so unlucky here. Crazy. Yeah, I'm glad you did too, Cubby. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for watching on the YouTube. No. I should have kept hitting. Yeah, just keep hitting if that happens. Can't get past Beowulf. Any tips? You're just trying to beat him casually, yeah? If you break the cages that he throws at you, they drop green orbs. So you can do like spiral to shoot it and break it, or a couple like just attack it while it's flying at you. Arrow cross with Agni Ridge is a good one. GG. That's still 58. GG.